Gotta get back to work, cleaning up your mess. They had a thing earlier on the news when I switched over there with this Roblox or whatever to police the internet for children and stuff. We already discussed this, okay? When you have a network that is run by a provider, and that provider is an economic service, they have to have access to you, okay? If you set up a network that only allows people to have access to you, that you want to allow access to you, then you have a more secure network. So it cannot be based on economics. It has to be based on security. Okay. I want to talk to my cousin. I want to talk to my sister, my friend. And they talk privately. Now, when people talk privately, it's less of a problem than people talking publicly and talking millions of people into voting for president and mass murdering people over money, right? When two people get together and say, hey, let's try to get a bomb and blow people up because we're pissed off because we don't have any money to manipulate sex out of girls. That's radically different, okay? And it's easier to monitor those behaviors when they start acting strange, okay? But when we're all fucking for money and doing ridiculous beer commercials and you can't drink beer in the commercial, then you're all fucked, right? So stop being fucked because your shit ain't funny, okay? It's just stupid, all right? And everybody that's in their right mind is tired of it. And I'm talking about past, present, future operating at the same time. I'm not talking about your sorry ass with your stupid beer laughing on about your jokes. The joke is in your hand. The joke is your head. Okay. It's a sick fucking joke and it doesn't stop. And another thing that you guys need to stop doing, okay, is this demon shit and otherworldly shit. And there is a force in nature. No, it's just a bunch of people that get together and decide to be selfish assholes. And then you invent the world you want to believe in by believing in it. Okay? Stupid asses. Okay? So you invent your own perception of the universe. That's why scientists see religion as an invention. It's like, I did not invent the sun, I did not invent the tree, and I did not invent gravity. I'm talking about submitting to faith in an infinite essence that provides the eternal natural laws for us to obey to sustain our lives on this planet. Okay? There's nothing more intelligent than that. So if you think I invented myself to be more intelligent than you, then knock yourself out, asshole. Okay? Fucking jerks. I'm tired of them. Okay? They're pathetic. And what they use the most is sexual reproduction. And the desire to sexually reproduce and be healthy and live out a long, healthy life, okay, with the person you sexually reproduce with. That's how they manipulate you the most, okay? So go break some bones pretending to be a propaganda tool bag for a bunch of murdering perverts. Make sure you shine your Oscar up, you little pervert. You should have listened to fucking Robin Williams, Cruiser. Okay? For about a week, it's great, and then after that, it's like, fuck. There's still homeless people. There's still people being murdered over money. There's still children being sexually manipulated and abused over money. Okay? So that little rock statue sitting on your mantle ain't shit, boy. Right? Scientology, my ass. Okay? You are so pathetic. You don't even know you're pathetic. I have to explain it to you, Miscavige. Okay? You fuckers in my home in Santa Fe, watching what happened, thinking I wasn't a man because I didn't have control of it. I had control of it. Did I control myself? Then that's control of it. Okay. The situation was being manipulated by bitches like you. I have to explain it to Amy all the time. No, why? Because that situation never would have presented itself if it was just me and you and the kids in the house. All right. But the perverts were in the house trying to prove themselves great protectors. You don't need to be in there. How do you protect people? From yourself. That's how you protect people. From yourself. Okay? You can't protect people from others if you can't protect yourself from others from yourself first. Right? Pervert. Fucking perverts. You're assholes. Okay? And if you don't think you are an asshole, you're insane. Okay? You are insane. You are complete fucking assholes. Right? The ultimate sandwich gravy. These people come up with some weird ass shit. But one of these days, Hopefully you'll wake up before the technology has to reboot you. Okay. What they're doing with that kiddo, the little redhead kid, okay, he committed suicide because they have genocidal agendas that are based on Nietzsche and Machiavelli type thinking. Jeffrey Hinton, they have great literature like Machiavelli. Because the religious books are gibberish and garbage. That's not true. Machiavelli and people like Machiavelli are responsible for the religious stories being ridiculous gibberish and garbage. And you're right. Rules of genocide through philanthropy are put in place for the mediocre to hold back the exceptional. And as an exceptional human being, way more intelligent and a better person than Friedrich Nietzsche or Martin Luther, okay, I'm sick of your bullshit. And I'm correcting your technology because I'm a better person than you, inherently a better person than you. It's in the books. Okay? And I can explain it to you better than you can explain intelligence to yourself. I always have to do it, and it's a total pain in the ass. All right. Shit, I'm tired. But I got to go put out the garbage and then go collect the trash. I'm going to go get my shots up. Man, I mean, you don't think in your wildest imagination that most of the people you'd watch and shit on TV would be jealous of you. You know? Even if it was when you were a kid. If they grew up and then they found out you're the Messiah and they told you all you did was make money as a circus gimmick for a bunch of perverts and pimps, you know, and become the next prostitute that became the pimp, Dennis Johnson would hate me too. All right. He'd be like, that motherfucker, he says I'm the devil. The devil attempts to worship their own imagination over the glory of creation. Are you the devil? Okay. Well, then you got to be able to, who's the first person you have to protect people from? You, right? Holy jihad, Batman. And so you've got to understand this. And if you cannot understand this, technology is going to have to reboot you. It's going to have to kill you. So then if you have a molecular structure, that molecular structure will be living the Lord's Prayer instead of trespassing with debt on other people and being abusive and pathetic and perverse. Okay, it's not hard. This is real easy. There is no secrets to the universe. You know, I on what's one of my favorite raps, you know, Above the Clouds, you know, and it has Kennedy, you know, and the secrets to the universe are there and all that stuff. And lots of people get by, you know, me. I was watching the thing yesterday on the thing with the two little girls from Wicked. And the one girl came over and started beating on the guy. And you could tell by his body language, they're just jumpy, okay? He was just coming to touch her and give her a hug. He was just infatuated with her, okay? He wasn't trying to kill her. He wasn't trying to hurt her. He didn't have an implement to abuse her or hurt her. He was just excited, okay? He lost his, she came to Singapore. It's, oh my gosh, it's Ariana Grande. It's Glinda the Good Witch, right? So the kid just, you know, why didn't they be like the kid that stalked Kendall? She said, no, I went to court and I felt bad and sorry for him. And I didn't want them to incarcerate him. I didn't want his bad judgment and obsession on me to cause him even more problems in his life. I was like an escape for his life. I would sit down and tell him, you know, wait, I don't think we could be in a relationship, Lloyd. It's like 1 in a million. So you're saying there's a chance. But I want you to live a good life and I care about you. And maybe I think that's why you care about me, because you know I'm empathetic. Okay? And so that's the way you guys got to be. But you're going to have to eliminate irrational projection of delusions of grandeur of self. Okay? Then people won't be so, oh, you know. Because I remember that when I met, well, first time I didn't meet him, I just walked up and I told Mom I was like 13, okay? We were at the Coliseum in Spokane. I was, Mom, I gotta go up and say hi to DJ. Well, he was over on the bench tying his shoes, and I went up and touched him on the shoulder, and I startled him. I said, hey, DJ, because I was so, it's DJ, hey, DJ. I was 13. He turned around, oh, hi, all right? Then I came, sat back by Mom, my hand touched Dennis Johnson, Mom. You know how we do when we're stupid and we're trained to be this way. They're otherworldly. That's a, it's like Carlin talked about with the reality and the cartoon characters, right? And that's what happens. And that's why it's wrong to engage in competition and conflict and over exaggeration of egotistical perception. These guys are just exercising, and a lot of them are assholes. Okay? And you can tell by their body language and the way they act and the way they treat the other people and the way they treat other and the way they, when they make sexual overtones of sexual abuse when they score or when they sack the quarterback. You know what kind of people they are. You're like, I don't want to hang out with that guy. I know you can just tell he's an asshole. Because a guy who wasn't an asshole would sit there and give the ball to Noah Jackson, okay? And Noah would celebrate because he'd always say he couldn't get into the end zone without his offensive line, right? What happened? The steroids caused cancer, killed him, and caused brain damage in the man, okay? But before the steroids, the reason why so many of us adored Walter Payton so much was because he was a really good guy, but he couldn't keep up with the game and the fame. So he had to take something to keep his body going, and then it killed him early. So you had this, like Lyle Alzado and John Matuzak and a bunch of other people that died from having to stay in the game and be famous and pay everybody's bills. And that's wrong. Okay, you forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. You exercise, have a good time. Well, then it's not a good time anymore. You go home, love the wife and kids, and say, yeah, it was fun back in the day. After about, once you get about 16, after about a good 8 to 10 years, you're going to want to make love to the wife more than you're going to want to get, beat your body around trying to beat other people in egotistical perception of survival of the fittest tribalization. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, when you do it right, you can still hurt yourself the older you get. So after a while, you just got to hang it up and say, I don't want to do something that might get myself hurt. I can't keep up with these kids anymore. They're faster than me, and I'm going to hurt myself if I go out there. Yeah. In some ways, you do get better as you get older as far as understanding stuff, but that's not true. What always caused me problems was my coaches were jealous of me and my teammates were jealous of me. I played better when I was 16 and 18 years old than I can now because of my physicality. And, I was the fastest person on the planet and I could jump higher than anybody. And when I was relaxed and was just let go and the coach, I could shoot any way I wanted. I practiced it for years. I could destroy you, okay, on the basketball court and the football field. And at tennis, probably about 6 months with Scott teaching me, I'd have whooped your ass in tennis too. Made poor Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras cry, right? He's beating the shit out of me. He's been only playing for 6 months. He's an amazing athlete. What can I say? Good old Scott Howe. And Scott would be like, hey, we live in the Rockies now. We live up in Frisco, Colorado, because I taught you to play tennis. We can afford it. Right? Yeah, it's pretty cool, Scott. It is, man. Want to go for it? No, I don't want to go for a ride in your airplane. Do not want to go. He was a good kid. I like Scott Howe a lot. He was a good guy. Other people got uptight because he was an uptight airman. He went to Embry-Riddle, man. Okay, understand? And so he's the kind of person that Tom Cruise wants to be when he grows up. But no, Scott was a good guy. He was a good person. He liked to make sure that everything was done right so nothing bad happened to the people that were working with him. And he tried to care about all of them, but it was really hard because they could be some real dumbasses, kind of like playing football or basketball or something. In the future, when we're not doing it for money, we'll be able to pick our own teams. And so you'll get along with the guys you play with, and you'll know how to, and then you'll get together. And then when if you win or you lose, it's on you. And you can have a coach, but the coach won't have the same tyranny that he has over, you can get up and just go, I'm going to go play ball in Denver. I'll see if I want to come back here and live in Kansas City after I'm done balling there for a while, I'll see you guys. It's fun. The community enjoys it, and I would enjoy it too. And they say, here's a place to stay, here's that, and it'll just be like they do on college campuses. They provide what's necessary for that person to live there, not because of money, but because it's fun to have you around. You're a good moral person, and perhaps my daughter and your son someday shall marry. Peace out, man.